What's going on, everybody? This morning we're about to go launch this kayak out in the water and do some pike fishing, but it's been a long time since we've done a review video on this Pelican Catch Classic 100. So I wanted to do like a long-term review video, and I've had this thing for about 3 years now, and we're going to go through, tell you a little bit of the specs. We're not going to dive too much into the specs. If you want to go ahead and check out my old video, we break down all the specifications on this kayak and we do some different tests and things like that. But in this video, we're just going to talk about some of the things that this kayak does well, some of the things it doesn't do too well, and how it's been holding up over the past few years. So guys, let's get into it. Like and subscribe if you like this kind of stuff. Turn on the notification bell so you can get more videos. Let's dive in. Guys, so getting into this is a 10-foot kayak, and I think it's a great size kayak if you're looking to do a lot of mobile fishing, where you're gonna be packing this thing up, lake hopping, pond hopping, whatever. It makes it a little bit easier than carrying around a 12-footer, and you still have the stability and everything that most of the 12-footers have, minus, you know, like the Hobies, some of the hardcore dedicated fishing kayaks where you're just standing up a lot. This one, we're just gonna go ahead and tell you, you're not gonna be able to stand up too much on this thing. It does have like a little area where you can stand up, but unless you have extremely good balance, it's just not even worth it. I wouldn't even risk falling in unless you're looking for a swim. This thing, you can do it. In my other video, we've done it, but it's just not enjoyable. You're just constantly having to maintain your balance way too much. So I strongly suggest, if you're looking for a dedicated fishing kayak where you're gonna stand up on, do not go after this Catch 100 Classic. It's just not gonna fit the bill for you. But let's go over some of the different options this thing has. So it does have really sturdy handles, really nice riveted in handles. You might be wondering what this is. This is just where I hang it on my fence at my house. I have a little picket fence. I just kind of stick that through. But so don't worry about those. Other than that, you know, the handles have been holding up really good. You can see some rub marks and stuff, but I have taken this thing everywhere. Over the past 3 years, I mean, I've taken this thing all the way across the country. So I've had this thing all the way from Albuquerque, New Mexico, in the back of my truck while we were hauling the camper, all the way to Florida and back. Did great on that. I'll show you some damage that we did. And this was just self-inflicted damage that we caused on this thing. But it hasn't really hurt the boat overall. This thing went all the way from Albuquerque, New Mexico, all the way to Alaska. And that's where we're at now. So this thing has been a lot of different places, and it's held up great. None of the handles are messed up or anything. And you got 4 handles, and then one on the back. So you do have a little hatch right here. It's a little dirty. All the mosquitoes are trying to get in. But this hatch right here, you can get a little insert to where you can put like a dry bag right there. Other than that, this goes all the way through. There is no just compartment right there. So it's not big enough to put rods down in there, but you can get a little insert or make your own insert to put it right there. It does have a rubberized seal around here, so you can seal it up watertight for the most part. I really have never used that thing. I usually just strap my gear to the back here with a little milk crate, or I just kind of just throw it back there in a backpack. Now you do have some gear tracks or some accessory tracks. You just get 2 of those, and then you have your adjustments for your feet right here, and those do slide, and you just kind of find the spot and you just kind of put it in like that. But that's where your feet go. I haven't had any issues with those. Those have held up great. Everything has held up great. Even the bungees are still going strong after 3 years. They're a little sun faded, but the tension and everything is pretty good on them. No issues there. You have a little drain plug back here, and I do like the placement of this drain plug. You're not gonna have to worry about it falling out and then you accidentally sinking or something like that. A lot of them have them in weird positions. So I like that drain plug. You do have 2 rod holders. That's nice. I usually, if I'm just bringing 2 fishing rods, I'm good to go. I don't even have to bring the milk crate, and I have to worry about all those extra rod holders. And you do have a paddle bungee right here where you can put your paddle across there, kind of just secure it in. Not the greatest, but it works. You have one of those on each side. Now, you can see how wide this kayak is. It is a decently wide kayak. It offers really good stability when you're just sitting on it and paddling. But if you are going to be standing up, it's just not good for that unless you weigh 100 pounds. I'm around 200 pounds, and this does not allow me to stand up on it really good. Now, you do have 4 different scupper holes. I only have the back 2 plugged up right now, mainly because when I'm landing fish and everything, it gets wet up here, or if I'm just getting in and out of the boat, it gets really wet up there. I like to just let that kind of drain out. Now the seat is very comfortable. It's kind of like a mesh seat. I haven't had any issues, you can see, with it tearing or anything. And I've had this thing for 3 years, and I've put it through a lot of different hard use. I'm not easy on this thing. I mean, I'm not abusing it, obviously, but, you know, I put this thing to good work. So the seat does remove very easily, too. It's just strapped in. Now, it's not the greatest design. I mean, I kind of hate having to loop that bungee through every single time to hold it down, but, you know, we get through it. It's not too bad, but it just, you sit it down on these tracks right here, and then that's for the up position if you want it sitting in the highest position for like fishing. But you can drop it down into these tracks right here, and that's going to be sitting it pretty much on the floor. And that's going to be for if you're just out there paddling, you want maximum stability. You're not going to be tipping or anything like that, which I don't find that I'm tipping like this. And it's a little bit easier on the knees and things too in this up position. I like it a little bit better. But other than that, guys, that's about it. Very basic kayak. I guess we could talk about who this kayak is for. So if you're looking for a good kayak on a budget, something that's a little bit more premium than the lower end stuff that they have at like Walmart, different stores of that caliber, then this is probably going to be for you. If you're looking to spend around $500 to $600, this is going to be the kayak for you. Now, this is not a Hobie. This is not anything like that. This is not a bona fide, but this is going to get you in the door to being able to fish with a little bit better kayak, a little bit more functionality. It's got a better seat. It's got more accessory locations. It's wider. So it's a little bit better in that regard. That's who this is for. That is for somebody that's looking for a still pretty much an entry-level budget-friendly kayak, but offers a little bit more functionality than a straight beginner fishing kayak would. So don't go into this expecting that it's going to be a Hobie, like a lot of people do. End up not liking it. It's not a Hobie. The price tag's definitely not that of a Hobie, and you can't expect it to be like that. We're gonna get this thing loaded up, and we're gonna head out, and we're just gonna show you some clips and stuff of me fishing on this. And we're not gonna do any stability tests. If you wanna see that, you can check out that first video. But overall, guys, I wanted to show you what a long-term review looks like on this. Now, let's talk about some of the things I don't like about it. And there's really not any, but the way the plastic is just a little weird. I'm gonna show you the underside of this thing and show you some of the damage we've got. All right, you can see how warped this is. This right here is where I had this thing on my truck bed, leaned up against the tailgate, and I had it strapped down. Well, I didn't really have it cinched down that tight, but this plastic is so flimsy that it still hasn't came back to shape. And that's been 2 years ago, probably longer than 2 years. It's just warped it like crazy. I've tried taking a heat gun, trying to heat this back up, try to get it to go back to its original shape, but it just won't. So at the end of the day, I'm just living with this. It's not that big of a deal. I will say, if you're somebody who likes to drag your kayak around a lot, this kayak probably will not last you that long. The keel on this thing I'm sure, is really thin plastic. Now you can tell I don't drag mine that much. I usually try to, you know, at least pick this thing up, and I'm not dragging it across any concrete or anything, because that is just going to destroy that keel. So that is a weak spot. That's going to be a weak spot on just about any kayak, but be cautious if you're getting this kayak. That could be an issue. Just the plastic on these things are just so thin, but that's what you're going to get with a budget kayak. Pretty much everything at Walmart's going to be made out of this stuff, and it just scratches super easy. I don't even know how that got scratched. I think I went across a log or something in the water. I don't know. Scratched the crap out of it. But plastic, I would say, on these is one of my biggest complaints. It's just not that high quality. Yeah, and then the biggest complaint is the ability not to stand up that well. Even though they advertise this as a good fishing kayak, and it's got the platform area for it, it's just not gonna be that good for it. Other than that, guys, everything's held up well. No complaints other than those. And for the budget, I kind of hate to even complain about some of those just because that's what's expected. I will say, guys, this kayak tracks pretty well to be as wide as it is. I want to say this thing's like 34 inches wide, and it actually tracks pretty good and paddles decent. I mean, it's a pretty slow kayak because it is a wide fishing kayak, but that's what you have to expect. So overall, I mean, it does track pretty well, and I haven't had any issues. I would not want to paddle this thing across a big lake, though. Little bodies of water like this, perfectly fine, but man, you add some wind in, you're gonna be having a time with this thing. But that's just the nature of a really big kayak like this. There we go. Good night. That one jumped way out of the water. He still ain't big, but that's pretty funny. Right. I'm pretty sure this goes up into the area I'm thinking about, but not entirely sure. There we go. This is a better fish right here. Heck yeah. Caught us a red fish. That's a beautiful red. He ain't that big. This is the first red I've ever caught, though. All right, dude, let's get a release on you. I guess the real question is, would I still recommend this kayak to somebody after owning it for 3 years and seeing what it's capable of, all the different things that goes with this kayak? Yes, I would definitely recommend this kayak still. Still a great budget-friendly option if you're looking for a kayak that has all the features and functionality that this thing has. So definitely recommend this fishing kayak for you if you're looking to get a new one. All right, guys, we just got finished fishing out here on the Catch 100 Classic, and hopefully like this video, give you a little bit more insight if you're looking to get one of these. This is probably one of the best kayaks that you can get at Walmart right now. I think they're going for around 500 bucks roughly. But a really good deal if you're looking to get into like an intermediate kayak as far as the fishability and some of the accessories you get on this thing. Definitely a good bang for the buck if you're looking to get into something like that. Guys, if you like this kind of stuff, like and subscribe. And thanks for watching this video.